A lot of hard work, but also a lot of fun. And I have an awesome team that is trying to put my weird words that I say into a shoe, which is great because I'm like, I want the thing that goes the thing. And then they're like, okay, we got it.
Ever wonder what true privilege looks like in women's basketball? Look no further than A'ja Wilson's latest Nike stunt. She's out here bragging about her signature shoe while Caitlin Clark, you know, the one actually revolutionizing the game, gets intentionally snubbed by the billion-dollar sporting company.
Come on, Andy, you know the question for that. You know the answer for that.
But here's where it gets really good. Wilson's got a whole commercial about winning. But when it came to the playoffs, total bust, low ratings, embarrassing loss. Meanwhile, Clark's breaking records left and right. While Asia's busy patting herself on the back, Caitlin's out there using her platform to actually lift up the entire WNBA. One's all about me, and the other's thinking bigger picture. Who's really privileged now, A'ja? In this video, we'll expose Wilson's and Clark's latest Nike appearances, show how drastically different their messages and attitudes are, and why despite Nike fumbling the bag, Clark continues to be a positive role model and brand ambassador. Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go!
So it's very interesting to see the creative minds behind the project, but it's been tons of fun, and I think it's uniquely to me because it's a shoe that can do a lot. It's a versatile shoe.
You won't believe the mess A'ja Wilson's got herself into with this Nike deal. It's like watching a slow-motion train wreck, and we've got front row seats. Remember when Nike promised A'ja a signature shoe? Yeah, big whoop. Guess what? It came with a price tag that's gonna haunt them for years. So here's the deal. Nike's been hyping up A'ja's shoe for what feels like forever. They've got this whole star logo thing going on, trying to make her seem like basketball royalty. While they were busy kissing A'ja's feet, Caitlin Clark showed up and flipped the whole game on its head.
He struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring her?
Now Nike's sweating bullets, realizing they missed the boat on the biggest thing to hit women's basketball since, well, ever. A'ja's sitting there, polishing her MVP trophies, thinking she's still the hottest ticket in town. Newsflash, A'ja, nobody cares anymore. It's all Caitlin, all the time. You want to know how bad it's gotten? Nike's scrambling like crazy, trying to figure out how to not make A'ja look like yesterday's news. But let's be real, that ship has sailed, capsized, and sunk to the bottom of the ocean. Here's where it gets really juicy. Word on the street is Nike's absolutely terrified of the backlash if they give Caitlin a shoe before A'ja. Can you believe it? They're so scared of bruising A'ja's ego that they're willing to push Caitlin's launch back to 2026 or 2027. Talk about fumbling the bag.
Fortunately, they signed the woman to build a brand around. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Caitlin Clark. Instead, in the early Clark era, Nike stock has tanked over the span and the CEO just got ousted. By the way, though Clark got famous around 22, if you want to buy her shoe, you could be waiting until 2026 or 2027.
Meanwhile, Caitlin's out here breaking records, selling out arenas, and making the whole sport look good. She signed this massive $28 million deal with Nike for 8 years. And what does she have to show for it? Crickets. No promo, no shoe, nothing. And the fans are losing their minds. You want to know the real irony? A'ja's signature shoe, the A1, isn't even hitting shelves until sometime in 2025. That's right, all this drama for a shoe that's still months away. And A'ja's out here talking about how long and challenging the process has been. Cry me a river, A'ja. So what's Nike's brilliant solution to this mess? They're gonna make Caitlin wait even longer. Because that's totally fair, right? Make the most exciting player in the game wait while A'ja gets to play shoe designer.
Anyone can wear. It's not a big man shoe, a big woman shoe. It's a shoe that it's going to be comfortable for everyone, and I hope everyone feels that. So I think it's uniquely to me because it is something it can adapt and adjust to anything, and I feel like that's me.
Here's the bottom line. Nike's caught in a PR nightmare, trying to balance A'ja's massive ego with Caitlin's exploding popularity. And let me tell you, it ain't pretty, but hold on to your hats, folks, because this train wreck's just getting started. The real irony, how is Clark reacting to all of this? If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action. Remember when A'ja Wilson called out other players for having privilege?
Paige reminds me a lot of you. Like, you say it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball, awesome. But, like, she understands her privilege. It's like what pushes her over the top, in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean, that's a compliment.
Oh, the irony. Turns out, Miss High and Mighty's got a serious case of foot and mouth disease. But here's where it gets really good. Caitlin Clark's response? It's gonna make you stand up and cheer. The difference between Caitlin and Asia isn't just about who can sink more baskets. It's all about attitude. And let me tell you, the contrast couldn't be more stark.
The more people can get out and watch the W or watch the college game or whatever it is, the better it's going to be for the future of the game.
Asia's strutting around like she's the queen of the court, and everyone else is just lucky to breathe the same air. Newsflash, Asia. The world doesn't owe you anything. That whole "I'm the star" vibe, it's getting old faster than last week's leftovers. Now take a look at Caitlin. This girl's breaking records left and right, but you'd never know it from how she acts. She's humble, grateful, and always giving props to her team. It's like she doesn't even realize she's the hottest thing in women's basketball right now. Caitlin's not sitting around whining about Nike. Nope. She's out there using her platform to elevate the entire WNBA. At a recent Nike event, she straight up said,
The amount of people that have showed up in the stadiums, from the viewership numbers to people really wanting to wear a WNBA player's jersey or buy their merch or whatever it is, or have their shoe. Just how it's evolved in such a short period of time, I think shows everyone, there is real opportunity here, and there has been opportunity here.
That's what a real leader sounds like. Here's the real kicker. When things don't go Asia's way, she's quicker to point fingers than a kid in a candy store. After a game against the New York Liberty, she was all, "I just feel like we're not getting the calls we deserve. It's frustrating when you're playing hard and it feels like the refs aren't seeing it." Boo-hoo, Asia. Maybe try playing better instead of blaming the refs?
But also it goes hand in hand. That's it. And if I get fined for this, I'm terribly sorry, but it's ridiculous. We've been going through this all season, so everybody got to their guy.
Caitlin? She takes responsibility like a champ. Bad game? She's the first one to say, "I need to be better for my team. I can't let them down like that. We win together and we lose together, and I take that responsibility seriously." That's what real leadership looks like, folks.
Caitlin, it's said that the best point guards are more worried about their teammates than they are about themselves. What do you like more, setting your teammates up or scoring the ball yourself?
Honestly, I think setting my teammates up, I think that just provides so much more energy to the team. It gets everybody going, and when everybody can touch the ball and get going in that way, I think it just everybody just flows a little bit better. The offense flows a little bit better.
And don't even get me started on how they treat their teammates. Asia's out here acting like she's carrying the whole team on her back. Meanwhile, Caitlin's gushing about her squad, saying stuff like, "I wouldn't be where I am without my teammates. They push me every day and make me a better player. I'm grateful for every one of them." See the difference? You think the fans don't notice this stuff? Please. They know who's real and who's just playing the part. Ouch, Asia. That's gotta sting. Bottom line, Wilson's entitled attitude is pushing fans away.
I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great. But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate, because that's how I get the best out of my team.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's humility and accountability are drawing people to women's basketball like never before. One fan nailed it. Caitlin is the kind of player you want to root for. She's talented but never forgets where she came from or who helped her get there. Mark my words. This attitude difference isn't just about popularity contests. It's gonna make or break their careers. Asia might have the trophies now, but Caitlin's got the heart of the people. And in the long run, that's what really counts.
I came to see Caitlin Clark tonight.
Got to watch number 22.
I've been watching Caitlin for a couple of years, and since then I've dreamed about coming to a game.
All right, forget Asia's little pity party for a second. Let's talk about someone who's actually changing the game. Caitlin Clark. This girl isn't just playing basketball. She's rewriting the whole playbook. You want numbers? Caitlin's pulling in viewers like nobody's business. We're talking packed arenas, TV ratings through the roof. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. This isn't just about playing ball anymore. Caitlin's revolutionizing the entire sport. Let's break it down. Her work ethic? Insane. While Asia's probably lounging by the pool, Caitlin's living in the gym. Practice isn't just something she does, it's who she is. And community work? She's everywhere. Connecting with fans, lifting up her teammates, the league, the whole sport of women's basketball. And get this, Caitlin's talking about the bigger picture. She's pushing for more national TV exposure, saying stuff like,
I think that's what's so exciting. So the more we can continue to expand that and continue to have games on national television and get people in seats, because when they show up in a stadium, they're always coming back. That's usually how it works. They fall in love with a team or a player, or maybe they go for one player and then they, like another player.
She's not just thinking about herself. She's thinking about the entire sport. The fans, they're eating it up. They can't get enough of Caitlin's authenticity. Her social media is blowing up, with millions of followers hanging on her every post. It's like night and day compared to Asia's me-first attitude. Let's be real for a second. Caitlin Clark isn't just redefining what it means to be a basketball player. She's redefining what it means to be a role model in women's sports. She's putting team and community first in a way that makes A'ja Wilson look completely out of touch. So while Asia's busy polishing her trophies and crying about privilege, Caitlin's out here changing the game, one fan at a time. And let me tell you, it's not even close.
Honestly, it makes me smile in return. Like, for me, I'm just myself. That's what I try to be. I try to just be a great role model for them, and I think it speaks to how I was raised as a kid. Is, you know, I've loved every second of playing sports, but also my parents always preach there's so much more to life than just sports.
Here's a wild thought. What if everything we know about women's basketball is about to get flipped on its head? Because while A'ja Wilson's busy guarding her own legacy, Caitlin Clark's out here building an empire. And trust me, the contrast couldn't be more stark. Let's get real for a second. We're not just talking about two players anymore. This is about the entire future of the WNBA. A'ja's thinking her MVP trophies are going to keep her relevant forever. Newsflash, A'ja, they're not. The game's evolving faster than you can say, signature shoe. And you're getting left in the dust. And guess what? People are noticing. Brands are falling over themselves to work with Caitlin. Fans can't get enough of her. Even the men's league is starting to pay attention to what she's bringing to the table. Why? Because Caitlin Clark isn't just a player, she's a movement.
Caitlin Clark and the many athletes that are coming into the WNBA are showing that these endorsement deals will follow great players and great ambassadors.
Here's A'ja's blind spot. She can't see that her success and the league's success are tied together. She's so focused on being the queen bee that she's missing the bigger picture. Caitlin? She's all about lifting everyone up. Every interview, every appearance, she's talking about the league, her teammates, the fans. You want to know why this matters? Because Caitlin Clark's vision for growing women's basketball is attracting new fans and opportunities like crazy. Meanwhile, A'ja Wilson's stuck in the past, focusing on personal accolades that are becoming more irrelevant by the day.
I'm curious, where would you rank her amongst all-time college players, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's hard.
And let me tell you, this shift isn't just a little tremor. It's a full-on earthquake that's going to reshape women's basketball for years to come. The old guard better wake up and smell the coffee, or they're going to find themselves as irrelevant as last year's highlight reel. So what's it going to be, WNBA? Are you going to stick with the old playbook and fade into obscurity? Or are you going to embrace the Caitlin Clark era and shoot for the stars? Because right now, there's only one player who's thinking big enough to take this league to the next level. And spoiler alert, her name isn't A'ja Wilson.
Caitlin Clark is a superstar. Not a female superstar, she is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlin Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle.
Let's face it, folks. A'ja Wilson's little privilege tantrum just blew up in her face. Big time. While she's busy throwing shade, Caitlin Clark's out here revolutionizing the whole sport. And guess what? The WNBA better wake up and smell the coffee. We're not just talking about some flash-in-the-pan rookie here. Caitlin Clark is the real deal right now. Anyone still clinging to the old way of doing things? They're gonna get left in the dust. So what's it gonna be? WNBA and Nike? You wanna keep kissing A'ja's feet and watch your league fade into oblivion? Or are you ready to embrace the Caitlin Clark era and shoot for the stars? Because let me tell you, there's only one player who's got the vision to take this league to the next level, and her name is Caitlin Elizabeth Clark. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.